Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about none other than India, which is now entering the year of 2025. So, to enter the grand year of 2025, first I'll make a video in just one day for the as there are as there is just one day for 2025, and today is 31st December 2024. Here's so first let's recall the states of India and the eight union territories, which are Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Tripura, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal. And the union territories are Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Lakshadweep, Puducherry. So, as I'm going to tell about the prediction of development of India in the year 2025. And see you and Happy New Year, first of all. As this is 21st December 2024, there's just a lot of there's just some hours for 2025. Here's a list. So, first, we are going to talk about the development of states. And here's a list of Indian states and their predicted development in 2025. Top performing states, which are Gujarat, which is economic growth, 8 to 9%. Key sectors, manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy. In infrastructure development, ports, roads, and industrial corridors. And Maharashtra, economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sectors IT, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, finance. Infrastructure development. Mumbai Pune Expressway, which which is an expressway to from Mumbai to Pune, and of course the new Navi Mumbai Airport, which is international. Tamil Nadu, economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sectors automotive, textiles, electronics, manufacturing. Infrastructure development Chennai Bangalore Industrial Corridor, Ennore Port. Andhra Pradesh, which we are talking about now, and the series is what is about, which I'm doing the videos. Economic growth 9 to 10%. Key sectors IT, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, renewable energy. Infrastructure development Amaravati capital city, as Chandrababu Naidu is the Prime Minister for now. Visakhapatnam Chennai Industrial Corridor. And also, while I would like to mention some airports like Nellore Airport, Kuppam Airport, Bogapuram Airport, which is going to open in 2025 itself. Or it's also called Alluri Sitaramaraju International Airport. Now let's talk about high growth states. Karnataka, economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sectors IT, biotechnology, manufacturing, tourism. Infrastructure development Bengaluru Mysuru Expressway, Kempegowda International Airport expansion. Telangana, economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sectors IT, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, renewable energy. Infrastructure development. Hyderabad Warangal Industrial Corridor, Rajiv Gandhi International Airport expansion, and the Hyderabad. And don't forget about the Hyderabad Phase 2 metro expansion, which is going to benefit for Hyderabad. And I would like to say the Mamanur Airport, which is being constructed in Warangal. Punjab, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, IT. Infrastructure development Amritsar, Delhi, Kolkata, Industrial Corridor, Chandigarh International Airport. Haryana, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors manufacturing, IT, tourism, agriculture. Infrastructure development. Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor, Kundli Manesar, Palwal Expressway. Emerging states Uttar Pradesh. Economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, IT. Infrastructure development Lucknow Kanpur Expressway, Varanasi Allahabad Industrial Corridor, Bihar. Economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, IT. Infrastructure development Patna, Bihar Sharif, Gaya Industrial Corridor. Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh Expressway. Odisha, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors mining, manufacturing, tourism, IT. Infrastructure development Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Puri Industrial Corridor, Paradip Port expansion. Madhya Pradesh, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, IT, infrastructure development. Indore, Bhopal, Ujjain Industrial Corridor, Jabalpur, Nagpur Expressway. Northeastern states, Assam, economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors agriculture, tea, tourism, oil and gas. Infrastructure development Guwahati, Silchar, Dibrugarh Industrial Corridor, Brahmaputra Riverfront Development, Meghalaya. Economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors agriculture, tourism, mining, IT. Infrastructure development Shillong, Tura, Davki Industrial Corridor. Umiam Lake Tourism Development. Mizoram. Economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors agriculture, tourism, mining, IT. Infrastructure development Aizawl, Lungli, Champa Industrial Corridor. Mizoram Myanmar Border Trade Development. As India and Myanmar have friendly relations. Nagaland. Economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors agriculture, tourism, mining, IT. Infrastructure development Dimapur, Kohima, Wokha Industrial Corridor. Nagaland, Manipur, Assam Expressway. Union territories Delhi. Economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sectors services, IT, tourism, manufacturing. Infrastructure development Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. Delhi Amritsar Kolkata Industrial Corridor. Chandigarh Economic growth 8 to 9%. Key sector services, IT, tourism, manufacturing. Infrastructure development, Chandigarh, Mohali Industrial Corridor. Chandigarh International Airport expansion. Puducherry economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, tourism, manufacturing, IT services. Infrastructure development, Puducherry Cuddalore Industrial Corridor for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors, tourism, fisheries, agriculture, IT. Infrastructure development, Port Blair Airport expansion, Andaman and Nicobar Islands tourism development. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors, tourism, manufacturing, IT services, infrastructure development. Daman and Diu tourism development, Dadra and Nagar Haveli industrial corridor. Lakshadweep, economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors, tourism, fisheries, agriculture, IT. Infrastructure development, Lakshadweep, tourism development, Agatti airport expansion. Himalayan states, Himachal Pradesh, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, IT. Infrastructure development, Dehradun, Infrastructure development, Shimla, Dharamshala, Industrial Corridor, Himachal Pradesh Tourism Development. Uttarakhand, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, IT. Jammu and Kashmir, economic growth 6 to 7%. Key sectors, tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, IT. Infrastructure development, Gangtok, Namchi Industrial Corridor, Sikkim Tourism Development. Eastern states, West Bengal. Economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, manufacturing, IT, tourism and agriculture. Infrastructure development, Kolkata, Siliguri, Industrial Corridor, West Bengal Tourism Development. Jharkhand, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, mining, manufacturing, IT, tourism, infrastructure development. Ranchi, Jamshedpur, Industrial Corridor. Jharkhand Tourism Development. Economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, mining, manufacturing, IT, tourism. Infrastructure development, Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Puri Industrial Corridor, Odisha Tourism Development. Central states, Madhya Pradesh, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, agriculture, manufacturing, IT, tourism. Infrastructure development, Indore, Bhopal, Ujjain, Industrial Corridor, Madhya Pradesh Tourism Development. Chhattisgarh, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, mining, manufacturing, IT, tourism. Infrastructure development, Raipur, Bilaspur, Industrial Corridor. Chhattisgarh, tourism development. Western states, Rajasthan, economic growth 7 to 8%. Key sectors, tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, IT. Infrastructure development, Jaipur, Jodhpur, Industrial Corridor, Rajasthan Tourism Development. Gujarat, 8 to 9%. Key sectors: manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy (IT). Infrastructure development: Ahmedabad, Vadodara Industrial Corridor, Gujarat tourism development. Now let's start the prediction of India. And here's the first ever comprehensive prediction of India's military, economy, development, GDP, and GDP per capita in 2025. Military. Defense budget. India's defense budget is expected to increase to 67 to 70 billion by 2025, up from 50 to 55 billion in 2022. Modernization. The Indian military is expected to continue modernizing its forces with a focus on acquiring advanced technologies like AI, which is also called artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and unarmed systems. Indigenous production. India is expected to increase its indigenous production of military equipment with a focus on developing its own fighter jets, submarines, and tanks. Economy. GDP growth. India's GDP is expected to grow at a rate of 7 to 8% in 2025, making it one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. GDP size. India's GDP is expected to reach 3.5 to 4 trillion by 2025, up from 2.7 to 3 trillion in 2022. And it would be the fourth rank, crossing Japan. Inflation. India's inflation rate is expected to remain with the RBI's target range of 26%, averaging around 4 to 5% in 2025. Development. Infrastructure development. India is expected to continue investing heavily in infrastructure development with a focus on roads, railways, airports, and ports. Urbanization. India's urban population is expected to increase to 40 to 40%, 45% of the total population by 2025, up from 35 to 40 in 2022. Digitalization. India is expected to continue its push towards digitalization with a focus on developing its digital infrastructure, promoting digital payments, and enhancing digital literacy. GDP per capita growth. India's GDP per capita is expected to grow at a rate of 6 to 7% in 2025, driven by increasing economic growth and declining poverty rates. GDP per capita size. India's GDP per capita is expected to reach to 24,000 to 26,000 by 2025, up from 2,000 to 22,000 in 2022. HDI or Human Development Index. HDI growth. India's HDI is expected to continue improving, driven by increasing life expectancy, literacy rates, and per capita income. HDI ranking. India's HDI ranking is expected to improve, potentially breaking into the top 100 countries globally. Challenges ahead. Income inequality. India needs to address its rising income inequality, which could threaten social stability and economic growth. Environmental concerns. India needs to balance its economic growth with environmental concerns, particularly in areas like air and water pollution. Skill development. India needs to invest in skill development programs to ensure that its workforce is equipped to meet the demands of its growing economy. So next ahead is the comparing India with three other countries, which is the United States, China, and Japan. And here's a comparison of India with other countries in various categories. Economy, GDP per nominal. India 3.5 to 4 trillion. China 16 to 18 trillion. USA 25 to 30 trillion. Japan 5 to 6 trillion. GDP growth rate 7 to 8%. India, China 5 to 6%. USA 2 to 3%. Japan 1 to 2%. GDP per capita nominal. India 2,400 to 2,600. China 12,000 to 15,000. USA 7,000 to 88,000. Japan 40,000 to 50,000. Oh my God. Human Development Index, HDI ranking 120 to 130, 80 to 90, 10 to 20, 10 to 20. Life expectancy at birth 70 to 75 years, 75 to 80 years, 80 to 85 years, 85 to 90 years. Literacy rate 80 to 85%, 95 to 100%, 99 to 100%, 99 to 100%. Technology and innovation, Global Innovation Index, India 30 to 40, China 10 to 20, USA 1 to 5, Japan 1 to 5. Research and development, R&D expenditure. India 1 to 2% of GDP. China 2 to 3% of GDP. USA 2 to 3% of GDP. Japan 3 to 4% of GDP. Military expenditure. India $67 to 70 billion. China 200 to 250 billion. USA 700 to 800 billion. Japan 50 to 60 billion. Active military personnel. India 1.4 to 1.5 million. China 2.2 to 2.5 million. USA 1.3 to 1.5 million. And Japan 24 to 40,000 to 300,000. Now these comparisons are based on various sources, including the IMF, the World Bank, and United Nations. Now let's look on relationships, particularly allies, emerging partnerships, and most bad of all, enemies. Here's a list of India's allies, enemies, and emerging partnerships. Indian allies, Israel. Now I won't tell about this, but I'll tell. Israel. India's strong bilateral ties with Israel are driven by shared concerns about Islamic terrorism, mutual defense interests. United States. The US and India have strengthened their strategic partnership in recent years with cooperation on defense, trade, and counterterrorism. Japan. Japan and India have a long-standing relationship with cooperation on defense infrastructure development and regional security. France. France is a key partner for India in the European Union with cooperation on defense, nuclear energy, and counter-terrorism. Nepal. Nepal and India have an historic relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Bhutan. Bhutan and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka and India have a complex relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security, but also competition for influence in the Indian Ocean, which is also named after India. Mauritius. Mauritius and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional securities. Seychelles. Seychelles and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on regional trade, defense, and regional security. United Arab Emirates. The UAE and India have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and counter-terrorism. Indian enemies. China. China is India's primarily strategic rival, with ongoing tensions over border disputes, trade, and regional influence. Pakistan. Pakistan is India's long-standing rival from the independence to now, with ongoing tensions over Kashmir, terrorism, and regional security. North Korea. North Korea and India have limited diplomatic ties. India has condemned North Korea's nuclear tests and ballistic missile launches. Emerging partnerships. Europe. India is strengthening its ties with European countries, particularly France, Germany, and the UK, on defense, trade, and regional security. Southeast Asia. India is deepening its engagement with the Southeast Asian countries, particularly Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia, on defense, trade, and regional security. Taiwan. India and Taiwan are exploring opportunities for cooperation on trade, technology, and regional security. South Korea. India and South Korea are strengthening its bilateral ties with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Brazil. India and Brazil are exploring opportunities for cooperation on trade, energy, and regional security. South Africa. India and South Africa are strengthening their bilateral ties with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Russia, India and Russia have a long-standing relationship They are best friends with helping of 1971 war with Pakistan. With cooperation on defense, energy, and regional security. India and Iran have a complex relationship with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security, but also competition for influence in the Middle East. Partnerships in the Indian Ocean region. Maldives. India and the Maldives have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Seychelles and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Mauritius and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Sri Lanka and India have a complex relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security, but also competition for influence in the Indian Ocean. Bangladesh and India have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in the Asia-Pacific region. Japan and India have a long-standing relationship with cooperation on defense, infrastructure development, and regional security. South Korea. India and South Korea are strengthening their bilateral ties with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Vietnam. India and Vietnam are deepening their engagement with cooperation on defense, trade, and regional security. India and Indonesia are strengthening their bilateral ties with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. India and Malaysia are deepening their engagement with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in the Middle East region. United Arab Emirates. The UAE and India have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and counter-terrorism. Saudi Arabia. India and Saudi Arabia have a strong relationship with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security. Iran. India and Iran have a complex relationship with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security, but also competition for influence in the Middle East. Oman. India and Oman have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Qatar. India and Qatar have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security. Kuwait. India and Kuwait have a strong relationship with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security. Bahrain. India and Bahrain have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in Africa. South Africa. India and South Africa have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Nigeria. India and Nigeria have a strong relationship with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security. Egypt. India and Egypt have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Morocco. India and Morocco have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in Latin America. Brazil. India and Brazil have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, energy, and regional security. Mexico. India and Mexico have a strong relationships with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Argentina. India and Argentina have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, energy, and regional security. Chile. India and Chile have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in Central Asia. Kazakhstan. India and Kazakhstan have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on energy, trade, and regional security. Uzbekistan. India and Uzbekistan have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Tajikistan. India and Tajikistan have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Kyrgyzstan. India and Kyrgyzstan have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Partnerships in the Pacific Islands. Fiji. India and Fiji have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Tonga. India and Tonga have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Samoa. India and Samoa have strengthened their bilateral ties in recent years with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. Vanuatu. India and Vanuatu have a strong relationship with cooperation on trade, defense, and regional security. In conclusion, India's development, military, and diplomatic relationships are expected to undergo significant transformations in 2025. Here are some key takeaways. Key economic growth. India's economy is expected to grow at 7 to 8% in 2025. Military modernization. India's military is expected to undergo significant modernization with a focus on acquiring advanced technologies, enhancing in nuclear deterrence, and improving its conventional capabilities. Diplomatic relationships. India is expected to strengthen its relationships with key partners including the US, Israel, Japan, and France, which also engaging emerging powers like China, Russia, and Pakistan. In regional security, India is expected to play a key role in regional security, particularly in the Indian Ocean, where it will engage with partners like the US, Japan, and Australia to counterbalance China's growing influence. Global governance. India is expected to play a more prominent role in global governance, but particularly in the institutions like the UN, IMF, and the World Bank. Challenges ahead: economic inequality. India needs to address its rising economic inequality, which could threaten social stability, economic growth, environmental concerns. India needs to balance its economic growth with environmental concerns, particularly in areas like air and water pollution, regional security challenges. India needs to navigate complex regional security challenges, particularly in the Indian Ocean, where it will need to balance its relationships with China, the US, and other key partners. Opportunities ahead. Demographic dividend. India's young population presents a significant demographic dividend, which could drive economic growth and innovation, technological advancements. Well, India is well positioned to leverage technological advancements, particularly in areas like AI, blockchain, and renewable energy. Global leadership. India has the potential to play a more prominent role in global leadership. India has the potential to play a more prominent role in global governance, particularly in institutions like the UN, IMF, and the World Bank. Overall, India's future looks promising, with significant opportunities for economic growth, military modernization, and diplomatic engagement. However, the country, India, need to navigate complex challenges like economic inequality, environmental concerns, and regional security. Thank you everybody for watching this video and a happy new year 2025. Hope you had a good year. And and uh, and please like and subscribe, please. This is the finale video of the 2024 year of mine. Thank you. Bye.